Okay, Happy Horse, continuing on our study in A and examining positions around here. Start to move a little today, but we're going to keep in the same A, D, E position that we had down here at fret 10 and fret 12 that we used in the previous video. So make sure that you grab these and have them handy so that you can refer to it when we get to discussing what's actually happening in this video. So here's the first one. We're going to go from A to D to E and then back, and then A, D, E, 1, 4, 5 progression. So we go. Okay, so what happens in that? What's happening in there? We're working in this position, which pick this one up, and you've got the position, the E chord, as it's called, E chord shape pentatonic. That E chord shape is from this note, this bass note here, string 6, fret 5. You make an A chord by putting an E shape behind a bar at this fret. Automatically gives you an A chord. We're just using a part of that A chord, which is, I'm going to tie in also this shape, that pentatonic shape right there, which is the pentatonic shape shown in this at the E, as it's called, the E chord shape, which is second column over at the top. And we're going to use we're only using the bottom little box here, strings 1 fret 5, 1 fret 7, 2 fret 5, 2 fret 7, and then 3 fret 6. And we're going to use that same box down here for D and E. Just so happens that the notes that we're playing when we play D are all in the A major pentatonic as well, but that's a point to discuss at some other time. So right now I'm just going sliding in on string 3. I'm just sliding. You don't have to worry about where you start that slide, because you're going to automatically press down harder as you get into the destination, which is string 3, fret 6, which is C sharp, which is the major third of the A scale, A major scale. And I'm sliding in and then hitting string 2, fret 5, and then doing it again, and then with a staccato hit at string 2, fret 7, I hit, and then a staccato hit at string 2, fret 5, so, and I slide into that. And then I come down here and do sort of the same thing up to a certain point. Come down, slide in string 3, fret 11, and then string 2, fret 10, and then string 2, fret 12. The very same pattern, and finish up with a slide from string 3 down to string 6, or fret 6, string 3, fret 4, around that area, and end up on the 5th in the A major scale at string 2, fret 5, and then do the same thing. Come down here, slide down to what would be an E chord, which is string 3, fret 13, and then string 2, fret 12. That's all I do, just hit those two, excuse me, and then the very same little lick at the D chord, at the D shape chord, and then up, and then, excuse me, I'm just chromatically walking this down this shape, and that shape is string, all on string 3 and string 2, with my ring finger 1 fret behind the index finger, which starts off at string 2, fret 5, and then when we get to fret 2, it becomes both on the same fret, string 2, fret 2, and string 3, fret 2. And then to finish off, I'm just going string 4, fret 2, that's an E, and then hammering on, hammering down, and then ending up on the note at string 4, fret 2, that's an E chord, or an E note, and it goes to this E for the turnaround, and then you start off again. So that's the first one. The second one, we're going to use it will be this. Then the same one, excuse me, and very same stuff, just using this shape, the bottom notes of this A major chord in the E shape. And when I get to this F sharp note here, string 2, fret 7, same as we did first time. Now I put that down, lift up, and then come down and do a pull off. String 2, fret 7, up, so, and then finish off with a slide, and then, and I'm coming up here. Here, you know that you have an A note here. I hope you have located the A's, you know where they are. String 4, fret 7. If you're a baseball fan, you know that the A's initially went to Kansas City and are now in Oakland. So you have an A here, string 4, fret 7, string 6, fret 5, string 1, fret 5, and I'm coming up here to string 5, fret 7, which is the note directly above that A note, and you know that that is the 5th in this scale, so it's an E. And I'm holding the E down, and then hammering down on the next note, this E, to the F sharp, and then finishing up on the A, string 4, fret 5. So I come like this slowly. And then the same thing here, the same little flick off that you did here. You're doing it here, and then you get to this, and then you come up here and slide down, pick up this slide to the C sharp again, and then go here, because you have an A here at string 3, fret 2, which you've known, you know, basically since your first week of guitar, and you have an E here, right above it, because that's the 5th, just like you have, this is just a mirror. If you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you come to the same thing that you're playing here. You're playing here, which is string 4, fret 2, string 4, fret 4, string 3, fret 2. So you're going for the first part of that riff is, excuse me, and then up here to this first shape, string 4, fret 2, hammer on 4, and then string 3, fret 2, and then finish up the same way. Okay, now the last one. The last one, we're going to extend up to string 4, and you're going to demonstrate, or you're going to see how we're actually playing a sixth here, kind of like a sixth little, playing around with this. Here's the A chord, here's what it looks like. The first 4 strings look like this, and we're going to play, and those notes of the A chord, the pure A chord right here, not the major pentatonic or anything. I want you to think of these in terms of the chords, and we're going to also get this sixth at string 2, fret 7. So we go. And let me just play this for you. I just wanted to demonstrate that first. So we go. And then excuse me, up here at the same position. I want you to do that for your dexterity and your knowledge here. You go to both positions and then finish off the same. Or this time we'll go, and that's going up here to this B, to the B, C sharp. Here's A, string 5 open, B, C. That's the beginning of the major pentatonic scale. So you're just going to go to the A, to the B, string 5 fret 2, and hammer down at string 5 fret 4. That's the third, and then finish up same place on the E. So that would be, and on the A. Like that. So let's just finish up here, grabbing this once again and knowing the positions that you've now hit. You've hit this E, which is the E chord on this. The E, as it's noted here, the E chord shape of the pentatonic. That here's the chord, and the shape that goes with it is this shape of the pentatonic, or the major pentatonic. And then we went up to this other position with little riffs like that that are repeated down, that are the same thing down here. Once again, if you go five frets away, you'll note that 5 frets away, you have the ability to do the very same thing that you just did. And of course, what are we exploiting here? We're exploiting a couple shapes that have their notes 2 apart. Where you have, you know, just same as the little box down here where we just have everything close by. And that's what we're going after here with this. Because otherwise you can, if I played that here, I'd have to go, or this would have to be, and I can't really get a good, even on that hammer one, because I'm using my pinky, but here you get, and I can only get this hammer on from this E to this F sharp. I can only get it at this position, which happens to be this position, which you'll notice in here will be called the D chord shaped pentatonic. It's the weirdly shaped pentatonic. So let's just look up here where we're going from this A-shaped position, and we have this position down here, which is the G-shaped position. That G-shaped position is this, and that will it'll be the G-shaped position on here. So we're going from this E-shaped position to this G-shaped position, which would be a G chord like this, excuse me, and we're going down to this other position where we have a root right here, this A, string 4 fret 7 is an A, and on that is, you can build a D chord, which is why it's called the D-shaped position. So if I hold this string 4 fret 7 down as my bass note, I can build a D chord behind that which is same shape as this D up here, but of course it's not a D chord up there. Down here it's an A chord, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. It's an A chord down here with, as you know now, I'm hoping you're getting, if you make a D chord, the root is in the middle of the third and the fifth. You have the fifth on top and the third down below, on the string below, that is. So that's what we're using here, and I'm just going for this string 6, fret 7, and hammering one from this B to the C sharp, and then coming down here to the E, and same thing, and finishing up on the A, the tonic of this A. That's what you're doing when you go. Okay, I think that covers the theory, as long as you're following along here and understand what I just did. We used 3 shapes. We used this A major pentatonic shape for all this, and then the D shape right here. Or we use the D shape up here, or excuse me, the G shape, which is, and we used this shape right up here to come up with these other 3 notes that are just 2 notes apart, 2 frets apart, excuse me. So I went, which is string 5 fret 2, 5 fret 4, and if you take a string 5 fret 2 where we start and count 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go up to the next higher string, which is actually the next lower string, but on your guitar, the string right up above it, you do the same run. And if you want to, on this very first one, there's another spot that you can, we started off with. So you can come down here, because I have an E here again, and I have an A for the root. So I can do that here. All the same stuff, but different positions in the guitar, and they correspond with these positions right here. So there's something that you can actually use and see, I think, very clearly what it is that you're doing and what position that you're in. So any questions, of course, you can always call or email. So there you go. There's something for you to practice and get good. Remember, expression, that's important. You don't want to play it. It's not like that. It's, you know, with vibrato and make it sound nice. Okay, have fun.